Rex Ryan's not going to be a successful head coach in the NFL, I don't think, ever. But I do think that the teams like the Cleveland Browns, teams like the New York Jets, you have to give these coaches an opportunity to lay some groundwork. You can't expect somebody to come in on a shitty team and just a week later you're making the playoffs. Doesn't work. But I just feel like you have to hire right. And if you don't hire right the first time around, you are setting your franchise back a couple seasons because it does take time. And if you don't bring in the right coach to man your franchise, you're making a grave mistake. I mean, we watched the Raiders do it for how many years?
Years.
Well, as far as Jacksonville, though, I give them credit where credit's due. They did try to make it work with Gus Bradley. It just at the end, there was just getting nowhere.
Yeah, they tried. But then Pepper Jack drafted Blake Bortles and ultimately sealed his fate.
Yeah, I did.
You did. You drafted him, and he sucked.
Yep.
That was a tough one. That was a real tough one. Who else?
Did I see some of the Rams hired somebody?
The Rams, did the Rams hire somebody? The Rams.
I thought I saw it somewhere they did.
I didn't see that, Joe.
I hadn't seen it either. I saw that the Denver Broncos hired a head coach.
That's where it is. Vance, what is it, Vance?
Vance Joseph?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I understand that maneuver at all.
I don't.
Has he been a name that has been talked about for some time, or is this a guy who had a nice offense in Miami this year? I
heard Jeff Fisher he reapplied for his job, shaved his mustache. He's coming back as Chet Fisher.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher.
I'm Dick Fisher.
Would you recognize him without the mustache, though?
My name is Mike Fisher. Call me Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay, Vance Joseph. They made it official today. Elway tweeted it out and said, we have hired Vance Joseph. Good luck to the Donkeys. I'm going to forever be hard on them because I don't like the Denver Broncos.
Right.
Probably never will. Probably never will.
I wouldn't want to be Vance Joseph walking into that shitstorm because they don't have a quarterback either.
No, they don't. They've got to come up with something. But yeah, the draft is probably where they'll land, or do they just stick with Paxton Lynch and Trevor Siemian one more year and see what comes of it?
I think you tried him out. You did trade up to get Paxton Lynch. You might as well see if he's something.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you did. You traded up. You traded up to get him in the first round.
Who's got vacancies left? The Rams, the Chargers, Motel 6.
Yeah, they're always vacant.
Yeah, it's Rams and the Chargers, and who else? The 49ers have not hired anybody.
Mm-hmm. 49ers.
Yeah, the Niners who will likely hire their head coach and let him know that with the second overall pick, you'll be taking Deshaun Watson.
You know, that 49ers franchise is going to fall into the same hole that the Raiders fell into and the Browns fell into, or the Browns may still be in, when no one wants to coach them and none of the players want to go play there. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, and that's something that I think goes overlooked quite a bit, is that when the franchise is bad, people do not want to play there. There's something else to point out with California teams is their state taxes are so damn high that these guys don't want to go sign a $30 million contract with the Raiders, the 49ers, and the Rams and lose and give half your money to the state. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to either.
That's a very valid point. Valid.
Thank you. Every now and again, I drop a nugget.
Very valid. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So on that note, I will shut this spirited event down tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow night, we'll be joined with Harbor Mike. We'll be doing some more of that daily fantasy football pick'em because that's been working out pretty well for us. I had a nice little weekend last week. I think I was on the plus 160 side. I had a couple players that shit the bed and a couple players that handed me some good stuff. Pepper Jack, you said you got stuck in the goolie last week too.
Yeah, I did. I was doing really well with Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger in the first quarter, and then it just went to hell.
Joey, you said you got stuck in the goolie last week, but you don't play daily fantasy sports. Do you care to elaborate?
He told me he loved me.
All right.
As long as you can lay there with your Big Ben fat head on the wall, everything's just fine.
Just remember, love is never having to say I love you.
That's advice for the day.
Yeah, that is it. So on that note, Big Ben love. Tony, you mutter fudger. I'm calling it a night, folks. Boys, go enjoy yourself. Line listeners, we thank you very much. We always have a lot of fun. We'll see you tomorrow night. Everybody have a great one.
If you don't understand what T's saying, that is a childhood play. I encourage everybody to go look it up. It's hysterical. Childhood Scarface reenaction. Hilarious.
Yeah, that was awesome. Pepper, did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, it was a school play. Somebody authorized these kids to do Scarface as their school play. So every word out of their mouth was, fudge you, Tony, and they're like 6-year-olds.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea how anybody authorized that, what planet that happened on, but I'm glad they did because it was great.
I wish they would have when I was in school. I'd have got so into that. On that note, though, Joey Peep says, "Sugar not to look, bad guy."
I love it. Everybody go enjoy yourself some football. Stay warm. We love you. Take it easy.